Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Disco Elysium with me, Bring It On. Let's go see if we can find our shoe. The calendar says it's March. The year is 51. There's something on the table. Money. I guess we can talk to her. See if she's seen our shoe.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Officer? Am I military personnel?
No.
She seems perplexed by your question. Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
She pulls on her cigarette. Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
She takes another drag. All this time.
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Why don't I remember being a cop, or anything else?
Could it be because of the drinking?
She raises an eyebrow. The cigarette sizzles. Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
I probably wouldn't do this even if I could succeed. So, I should get going now.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
She puts out her cigarette.
She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Goodbye.
Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
The what now?
The living shit. Your mesolimbic reward pathway does not mince words. It wants smokes.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
That's a lot of alliteration. But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
These are all affirmatory except for 5. Well, I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time. And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Find smokes and smoke them. You need to get your hands on some cigarettes, and then smoke them, for those massive bonuses. Find a pack, put it in your hand, equip it in the held slot in your inventory, and the smokes will do the rest. I wonder what the point of internalizing this is. I was thinking about it after I finished the last episode. Oh, there's a percentage up here. I guess just as time progresses, that'll progress. Alright, we'll keep that internalized for now then and see what happens. Now, this should be where our shoe is at. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. What do we have here? A green shoe? Does it give us a bonus for having both of them? +1 composure, -1 savoir-faire. Okay. What do we have here?
There they both are. 2 identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet, like 2 baby crocodiles.
Wait, these do not look like normal cop shoes.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
How do they fit?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
A gust of briny wind washes over you. Alright, back indoors. I can run by double clicking. Cool. Good to know. Alright, see if we can interact with this door. It looks like it... Well, it might not connect to that door.
The door is closed.
Knock.
There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on, somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Swallow the emotion.
The door is closed.
I'm gonna leave her alone. She's showering. There's no reason to interrupt her. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper, Trompe le Monde. I think I'm saying that right. I've only ever taken Spanish and Latin. Well, and English, of course, so. Summer door closed for the winter. This is where the lyrics would be. A big old karaoke mic, just waiting for someone to sing into it. The speaker is connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard. Through a PA system. By other people.
What should I sing when it comes to it?
You have not yet stumbled on the right lamentation, but it's out there. It'll come to you. You will wreak havoc with it. Don't worry.
I was thinking maybe I could sing something happy. Get the people going.
No. Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You have to find something tragic to sing first, though.
This goes well with the theory I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
Alright, finished thought. Oh, I actually can. This feels right. You belong here. Alright. What do we have here? Sing karaoke. You need to find a sufficiently tragic tape, then play it on a boombox to memorize the lyrics. Then ask the cafeteria manager to perform. Preferably in the evening. More people at the bar then. Alright, we'll talk to this guy in just a moment. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. No Safed, +1 health. The door is bolted. A sign reads, kitchen reserved for personnel until 1300. Oh. The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
He shrugs.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
She just... what?
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Look at this stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now. Something about it makes you feel bitter.
That's a great skua, right?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors, where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
I sense you're not a fan of mine.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
He says without looking up.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
You're being sarcastic.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
I'm guessing I didn't do any of those things.
You're right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to.
What have I been doing all that time? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
He looks down again and keeps plucking at the bird. Okay. A sign reads, Mess hall reserved for union members, doors open 1600. This royal pinball machine is unplugged. Oh, I see money back here. A bottle of rum has been knocked over. Beautiful dark liquid is spilling out. A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud-caked boots and rolled-down overalls. The back of his shirt reads, Wild Pines, encircled by a logo with a tree.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Pick up the pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Let's see if we can wake him up.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Hello, sweetie.
Lena, the cryptozoologist's wife.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. Alright.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hold on. Who is he to me?
He is your half-brother.
Shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
His grip is firm.
You realize he's waiting for your name. This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptualize.
Invent a name for yourself.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it. but there are still many to go.
It is not yet time.
Okay then.
He processes the information, then disregards it.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
You mean him? Not toward the cafeteria manager. Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
He taps his foot, more out of habit than impatience. What interviews?
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
A dead body.
Mm-hmm.
No, we know that we didn't because the cafeteria manager told us that we didn't. Sarcastically, of course. So no.
So, the body is still in the tree.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
He points to your jacket.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the Rat Squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
You mean internal affairs?
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean? Point to your sleeve.
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they are not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or something? Check your pockets.
You mean you don't have a badge?
It was not on me when I woke up.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. But getting the body down should still take precedence.
But I can't remember anything.
I can see you drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. Much worse.
He says after a moment of silence.
If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. But as I said, the dead body should be our #1 concern.
What if I told you I'm not really a police officer?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree. Someone has to figure out who put it there. If we don't, no one else will.
This guy is surprisingly patient.
But first, we have to take it down.
He concludes. What were we supposed to do again?
Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Alright, let's roll.
After you, officer.
Alright, inspect victim's body. Inspect the body hanging in the backyard of the Whirling in Rags. There's a preliminary inspection. You just need to suppress the urge to throw up and approach it. Interview cafeteria manager. The cafeteria manager of the Whirling in Rags might know something about the murder that happened in the yard. Ask him about it. Report your badge missing. You need to report your missing badge to the 41st Precinct as soon as possible. Lieutenant said that you can use the radio in his motor car to call your station.
Yes?
Is he following me? He is following me. Got our first companion.
Yes?
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean, distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit erratically.
How's that?
They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
You're kidding me. Why containers?
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
I'm just say fine, let it be. I don't know. He's been extremely patient with me so far. I'm not going to push my luck right now.
Focus on other people's troubles, not your own. That is a relief.
Okay, forget it.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
Alright, tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
I know literally nothing about it. Only what you told me before.
Do you want me to brief you?
Brief, yes. That sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Who was the caller?
To find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled, using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Hold on. And the RCM is...
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
I feel like this should have popped up when he mentioned RCM here. I shouldn't have had to ask what it was for the encyclopedia to trigger. Feels a little out of place, or out of order. I think I understand everything that's going on. I'm part of the RCM, we're here to find the killer of the guy hanging in the tree, so of course, yes, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you 3 days ago?
I don't need to
during
actually
that
listen to this
time,
again.
The victim had been stripped of his
Mega
belongings.
cool, I've heard enough.
Okay then. Was there anything else you wanted to know?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
He considers the phrasing. What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
His eyes narrow. You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off.
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Alright, let's let it go for now.
Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Lieutenant considers your question a moment, before answering. Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
White male in his 40s. What more do you need?
I'm relieved that you agree.
He says, then pauses.
Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know?
Actually, I have all I need for now.
Good. What do you want to know?
Alright, I figured this would take me back
Good.
to that. I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal pair yourself.
You don't look like other people around here.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
He shakes his head. What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
Yeah, once again, I feel like this should have popped up when he mentioned Seoul the first time. I guess maybe I need like a trigger for the encyclopedia to work. So he gives like a small description and then this triggers. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
He seems almost proud of these things. Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking. Do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
I get it. You're one of those old school detectives. Nod respectfully.
So what? That makes you the new school? God spare us. For real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Alright, that's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Alright, let's leave. What do we have going on here? Also, let me check this. So we've made some progress on Guillaume Le Million. 3 hours and 38 minutes left on that. Oh, it actually gives you a time. Cool. Cool. Alright, so the competition. Apparently there is a match between Precinct 41, yours, and Precinct 57, Kim's. Ask him about this after the initial inspection of the dead body is done. Okay. I think this is a good place to call it. In the next one, we will speak to the cafeteria manager one more time and pursue this investigation, now that we know what we're supposed to be doing, and see if we can actually do it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.